everybody, and welcome to the Wealthy LaLa show with myself, Laurie Laursen. Today is episode 290. Like, could you imagine? I am so close to 400. Holy! Today is going to probably be just an all over the place kind of show. I have got so many cool things that are running through my head. I have had a few things change in my life the last week or so that have gone better than I could have imagined. They showed up differently. They showed up unexpectedly. I really am so grateful. And just as a side note, I have to tell everybody, because it's popping into my head. I made this really good peanut butter and jam sandwich. And peanut butter. No, sorry. Okay, I distracted myself. I made a peanut butter and jam oatmeal squares. And it was so funny because it's like, I love to bake, or I enjoy baking, I should say, but I don't care to eat much of it. Like if I make a batch of cookies, I like one or two when it's first warm, and then I'm done. I actually don't need to eat another one of those cookies. So I usually give them away to my kids and stuff. Well, that's kind of what I did with this. I thought I was going to do with the square. And of course, this pan comes out and I'm like, crap, that's a lot of squares. But I found that I had some already again today. I had some last night when I made it. I had some this morning. There's a nurturing, a comfort aspect to it that I'm actually really enjoying right now. So awesome. And for some reason, it just feels like such a content celebration of the work that I've done, the nurturing that the squares are offering me. And this isn't I'm eating to stuff something. I'm actually eating because there's a nourishment, there's a nurturing within it that it's providing me. That's really, really interesting. I so did not think I was going to talk about this at all. I hadn't even thought about it. It's actually coming out of me as I talk about it. So, wow. Do you get how easily that could be something to judge when, yeah, we could so easily judge that as a wrong thing. When I am so aware of the energy, like that's the thing, you guys, this awareness of energy will literally change your life. That's why when I've said on previous shows, like my life looks the same as it did a year or 2 years ago kind of thing, other than people might notice me walking easier now. Really, everything would look the same, other than I have a couple more paragraph babies, that. But so anyways, yeah, but having an awareness of the energy, what a difference. Like seriously, what a difference this makes. It will turn a humdrum, boring same old life into something that is freaking magical. And I used to really, this is just one really strong example. I used to just beat myself up, judge with judgment and stuff like that, criticism and, Laurie, how come you don't have a bigger business or whatever? And I've realized now that just a business, if I was being that with clients and just with clients, that's so small compared to what I'm stepping into and what I'm being now. Like my entire life is like a business. Who I am, how I live my life, how I show up when I go outside, anywhere, how I show up in my house. Like I don't separate that either. It's like I'm not better outside of the house than I am inside of the house. Although many of us can choose that, and I've definitely chosen that. There's definite. But what I can say is that when you hold yourself accountable to so much greater, even when you're in your own house, there's such a value that then goes out too. And it's just like your interactions at the grocery store, your interactions at the post office, your interactions in Just you're driving down the highway, someone cuts you off, whatever, they must be in a hurry, maybe they've got someone who's dying or, like you just don't know, right? What's going on in someone else's world. And just taking care of our reactions and taking care of our wounds, loving them, loving ourselves, loving our reactions. Gosh, where did I see that? I seen another one of those posts. I know, like when I talked one show last week about the happiness thing. Um, oh golly, I don't know if I actually have this. I'm just gonna see. I'm just gonna take a peek here, because I'm kind of wondering if, huh? No, I was wondering if I could find it. Oh, darn. Did I? No. Hmm. There was a post that I saw yesterday that was just so, so good. I don't, let me see if I saved it. I didn't. Oh, but I've got such awesome, cute little pictures of my new grandson. Oh, he's just got such big eyes. Such a little cutie. Oh my God. Okay. Anyways, the whole idea of the of what it was again was not looking for the just happy, but looking for all of it. Okay, I paused the recording just for a bit because I wanted to see if I could find it, but I couldn't find it because I just thought, even for myself, I would just love to read it. I'd love to read it again. So anyways, but it's the whole idea of, loving your anger, loving your sadness, loving your, discouragement, loving your enjoyment in life, like loving it all, not letting any of it be right or wrong, just being all a part of it. But then going back to that energy thing, like really being aware of the energy that is up in your world, like really, really being aware of it. What does that look like? What does it feel like? And it's like the peanut butter, like something so simple. Like that's what I mean, you guys. A year or two ago, it would have just been peanut butter and jam, oatmeal squares. But I had an awareness of an energy. They talked to me, like literally, the recipe talked to me. I couldn't forget about it for like 2-3 days. Finally, I was like, okay, I'll make these squares. So I made the squares. And they were so good last night and they were so good this morning. But it's like the squares also wanted to contribute a nurturing energy to me. And how much we could judge it that it's squares and it's got sugar in it and it's got peanut butter in it and it's got jam that's got sugar in it. But what if that's what my body wanted as some kind of really neat, nurturing thing? And yeah. Oh my gosh, people. Oh, this is just so cool. So another thing that I wanted to share with you guys. So Dr. Joe Dispenza, of course, I've talked about him before and I will talk about him again. Get used to it. He has this series on Gaia, so Gaia. Now you can go sign up for a free month trial, and so you could watch these 13 episodes, or you could just buy a subscription. You get unlimited to every video that they have. But I was watching one of his videos the other day, and just sometimes when you hear something, you hear it in a way that just blows up your world. Now, I have heard this many, many times, but I've never heard it this way, that it then made all those other times, and it made many other things for me to get. It's like it just went chink, 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 just right into place. So what he said was, when you take your attention, now this is something he's explaining in this video, and he's talking about the science of this. Okay, that's what's so cool about Dr. Joe Dispenza's stuff. It's not just what feels like airy-fairy. Okay, take your attention off of something you don't like and go towards the things you like. And you're like, what does that mean? That's how I felt. Okay, so When you take, this is what he said because I wrote it down. When you take your attention off something, it turns back into possibility. So when you take your attention off, now I'll give you an example because, if you're kind of new to this stuff, this might not make sense. But you know how often in life, right, when we're upset about something, what do? We think about it and we think about it. We talk about it with other people and we think about it again and we think about it again. And then maybe we read about it and then whatever. Now, I'm not saying that that's wrong. Again, this is where you have to have the awareness of the energy, okay? Because there can be a thing that you're called unpacking. There could be a part where you're gaining knowledge, but you have to watch the energy. Because if you watch the energy, you'll know if it's something that's actually contributing towards the future that you desire to create. And that's, say, a resolution of something. So, but say you've got someone in your life that you're having a hard time with. And if, I've heard like the Abraham Hicks stuff, and if you guys have listened to it, it's great stuff too. But if you look at that and you take your attention, so Abraham will say, take your attention off of what's not wanted and put it on the things you want. Keep it on the things you want, and then your life will change. And it's like, well, Abraham, if I just keep focusing on the things I want, I'm just then ignoring all the other stuff. How is that going to take care of it? And what Abraham would say was that the more you focus on what you want, the rest of your life will come along. Now, what will happen with that is when you're focusing on the things that you want, you're going to get those hits to read a book that's going to give you information or have a conversation with someone that's going to unpack some of it. And then, and it's going to gain you more. So it's not like you're just living in this complete Pollyanna world. And because in some of the stuff that I learned to before, it's like always it's like that just be happy thing, just be happy, just be happy. Well, that you also want to have an awareness of an energy of when something comes up for you that's difficult, that's asking more of you, to give you more of you, to give you more courage, to give you more understanding, to give you more kindness. You have that show up. You're not making that wrong. You're not making getting rear-ended, not being hurt, but getting rear-ended, wrong. You're like, what did this invite me to? But the thing is if you keep taking your attention off of something, it turns back into possibility. So what I'm talking about is when you take your attention off something, that something is the things we don't want. That something is the things that we're judging as negative. Like when we allow ourselves to keep focusing on the thing that's a problem, we keep seeing it as a problem, we keep reading about it like it's a problem, we keep looking into it, we keep talking about it like it's a problem. Do you get the heaviness, the energy that creates? Now, in the quantum field, they actually say that if you and I are looking at something, we turn away from a physical object, something that we're looking at, we turn away from it. That something turns back into possibility. So what I got with this is that if you say have a problem with a person in your life right now, every time you stay connected to the problem, it doesn't allow it to get into that place of possibility. So that when you take your attention off that thing that's a challenge, that person, that place, that thing, that event, the situation, your body, when you take your attention off it, it allows that to go back into the realm of possibility again. Now, what do we do with that? That's when you want to become that kind of person that receives the thing that you want. God, this is a big subject. Holy mackerel. This is a huge, huge subject. Wow. This is like when awareness of energy is vital. It changes our lives. Literally having an awareness of energy, awareness of our intuition, awareness of our gut feeling, to know if we're reading a book. Like lately, I've actually been reading some like just smut romance books. And that is usually not what I read. But I've been aware that somewhere in my world, my body, my being, whatever, needs a break from all of the learning, the growth that I love, love, love to choose. Okay. And so sometimes it's like when you plant a seed in the ground, you got to give it time to kind of chill before it germinates, so it's doing something. You just need to give it some space and then it starts to grow. Well, that's the same thing with us. If I keep like reading my, personal growth, this growth book, this learning book, this, awareness book, this, whatever book, it doesn't allow me the space to just give something the place to breathe. And I got to tell you, what's really funny sometimes is you can watch a random movie and have your mind blown. You can you can read these smut books, and a situation in the book can be exactly what you need, and it just comes at you in a completely different form. So, anyways, wow. Oh, I hope today made sense to you guys, because in a way it was all over the place, but in a way it was related. Oh man, I wish I could if you're not aware of energy and would like to be, just ask the universe, God, source, divine to show you, to help you, to lead you the way to whatever's going to gift that for you, because damn, your life will never be the same. Ah, thank you so much for listening. Big hugs. And I am really grateful for you guys. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. And if you have friends you want to share it with, tell them, send them to the Wealthy LaLa show. Yeah. Okay. Take care, guys. Have a nice day.